Chris in Phoenix, Arizona writes to me. He says, Paul, I believe in one of your videos that you said, I love it when people say, you said. I can't remember how many videos I've done. It's several thousand. And I bet I've said a lot of stuff in there, a quarter of which I don't even remember. But it seemed accurate at the time. You said that your DSD masters sound great. Oh, well, yeah, they do. But when you press them into vinyl, some other magic happens and it sounds even better. Have you ever tried to then take the vinyl and convert it back to DSD to see if DSD can capture that magic we hear in vinyl? Oh, absolutely. And yes, it can. But not just DSD. So here's a couple of interesting things. We are standing next to the new BHK 600s. Look at these bad boys. That is one. It's a 108, 10, 15 pound amplifier. Whew. Love this amp. It is the finest amp we have ever made, I tell you. Too bad Bascom. Good friend. I wish he was still around. Okay. The first time I ever connected all of this together was with my buddy Michael Fremer from the Analog Planet, or whatever he's doing now. And Michael, of course, knows more about vinyl than any 10 people you'll ever meet. And he showed me something really interesting. First off, if you take a digital file, let's say we have a PCM recording of something or other, and it sounds a little digital, if you put it onto a vinyl disc, there's a certain amount of magic that happens in vinyl. Now, we've discussed before, I think it's a combination of the vinyl process, of the squishing of the dynamics, which kind of makes it a little bit more lively. And there's just something about vinyl that has a sound to it. Is it better? No. Does it sound awesome? Yeah, absolutely. But Michael showed me more than a few times how something from an analog tape versus something that had been recorded digitally from that analog tape in not such a great way, like using PCM, then made into a vinyl record. You can hear it every time. The vinyl carries that digital that we don't like into it. So that doesn't happen with DSD. It does happen with PCM. But here's what's really interesting. And it kind of makes sense when you think about it. Whatever you have on a vinyl record, if you then play that vinyl record, take the analog output of your phono preamplifier and convert it to either PCM or DSD, everything you heard on the vinyl, most everything, is captured. And you're not adding much to it. So Michael showed me how this was back in the days of just PCM, when he went on a trip, he would just take a whole bunch of vinyl, his favorite vinyl, like his 10 greatest hits, and he would run them through an A to D converter, put them onto a little, iPad or iPhone, whatever he had, I don't know. And it was a high quality audio player with headphones. And you listen to it and you go, man, that sounds almost as good as the vinyl itself. So you can go one way, but you can't go the other way, okay? And one of the reasons I suspect that this is true has to do with the fact that vinyl is very limited in its dynamic range. You're lucky to get 70 dB out of it. It's limited in its frequency response. Limited, now, with a great setup, you can get pretty close to 20 kilohertz. Maybe you can even exceed 20 kilohertz. I haven't seen it, but I'm told that can be done. You can at least exceed the limits of human hearing. All right, should be good enough. But it is nothing compared to the frequency and dynamic range extensions we get with digital. Okay, not even close. So here you have one medium that can capture a huge amount of everything, and you're trying to record something that is very limited relative to this. Should be a piece of cake, and in fact, it is. The opposite doesn't seem to be true. The opposite seems that when you have analog mic feeds, live sound that you're trying to capture, then is when we get in trouble with PCM versus DSD, etc., which is a whole nother subject I've probably talked this week way too much about already. But yes, you can absolutely go that way. You just can't go back the other way. Okay. Thanks for the question. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.